VEVE has their beta web app available. Let's check it out. What's up, WAGME fam? This is Crypto Addict with a VEVE update. We have the beta web app now available for anyone that's interested in kind of testing it out. And this is kind of my first time kind of jumping into it. And I did notice a few things that I wanted to point out, but I wanted to give a lot of constructive criticism to the project because I want the best for the project. So we're actually going to go ahead and dive right into it. All right, now we have the home page here, and just by looking at this, it's pretty much the web app just kind of blown up. It's a blown up version of the web app. I don't see anything complex with the UI. It's pretty simple. You have the menu on the top and you have their web menu right below it here. You have it coming soon. Drops, collectibles. This is typical of the actual web app, or sorry, mobile app. So pretty similar. I don't see anything different here, but as far as criticism, and I did state this for the mobile app as well, these icons in my opinion are still too large. It's very blocky, you know, like I feel like the web app should have more information on the homepage. Like you should be able to display more information on the homepage, right? But this is very limited as far as what you see. You have collectibles, comics, drops, brands, and then you see this coming soon. And there's a lot of unused space. So what I think VEVE actually needs to do, they actually need to hire an actual dev that is like a UI dev that can really improve the interface of their web app. I know it's beta, but I myself, being someone that can design websites, I do a lot of web design. This is not that hard to correct. It's really simple to correct, and the web app is not very responsive as well. So the first thing I notice when I pull up this page is 1/4 of your page is blank. That's the first thing I notice right here. It's blank, and that should never happen. Your home page should attract a user to the app, and that's the first thing they see when they pull up your site. For you to waste 1/4 of your site with nothing, I think that is wasted space, and that shows that whoever is creating the UI or whatnot is very amateur like, and that's why I feel like they really need to hire a quality dev that can really improve this. I mean, they have Disney as an IP, and I think they could take a lot of notes. I know I pointed this out before for the mobile version, but even for the web version, they could take a lot of notes from like the Disney Plus layout and go from there. Like they don't have giant icons like this, or just like unused space, you know, like these should be smaller, more compact. You should have more information on the home page. You should not have to scroll so often because people will get tired of scrolling down pages. All right, so I have Disney pulled up here, and as you can tell from Disney, like their brands are not giant like you have for the VEVE store. Like these are a lot more compact, a lot smaller. You fit more information on it, and as you scroll down, you don't see wasted space on their layout. Like you don't see the huge gap of nothing here. You know, it's all filled out. It's very user friendly. Like it looks nice. It's simple. It's nice. Their icons are animated. You know, that's something that can come in the future, but I think VEVE can take notes from this. I mean, they should be taking notes from Disney, right? I mean, I feel like they should, and this is a good example as far as it looks like the direction they're trying to go towards, but they really emphasize their icons to be really huge. Like recommended for you. Like you see, you can fit 4 things here, and they just have one giant one and just blanks. Like I don't feel like that is enough information on the home page to attract a user to see what this app actually has to offer. Like they really have to sell me into the app, and it's not showing enough to sell me to it. All right, so moving along, we're gonna go to collectibles here. And as you can see, it shows the latest drops and upcoming drops here. Same thing. You see wasted space, and to me, being someone that designs websites, this is a simple fix. It's easy to get rid of this or correct these gaps here, but I feel like, you know, it was really quickly put together, like a copy paste, and there wasn't much thought into it for something to take like a year to actually finally be revealed. You know, it's something we've been waiting for a long time. You release this and it's really not polished for a page at all. Like for me personally, or anyone, I mean, if you're building a website for a business, it should not take 1 year to build a website for a new business, because that's a full year that they're wasting. And then when they release that first version of the website, it shouldn't be a beta website placeholder for that restaurant or, you know, shop or whatever you're building the site for, and have like these issues. Like no one is making a living designing one website a year. So I feel like I said, VEVE just has to do better with this part of, you know, their development team. Like in general, I feel like their development team is a little behind. And I understand there's a lot of demand for good developers, but I feel like it's really been built by a lot of interns and not really highly paid quality devs. But yeah, that's looking into collectibles. It's not much there, and it's pretty much what you kind of expect. Going into comics now, you'll notice the same thing, similar template. You're showing, you know, 4 columns, and it's just a list of the comics available. Moving along to drops, you notice it shows the upcoming drops and past drops here as well. And same issue that I continue to point out throughout the entire web app. Beta or not, this should not have been like a real known issue for something that took so long to release, but it's just wasted space here for something else that they could have done. They could have just stretched this out as a longer banner as far as what's coming soon, kind of like how we saw with the Disney platform when they had the scrolling Jumbotron with, you know, multiple coming soons, if they had any additional ones coming soon. In this case, they just have one and it's blank. It looks like they don't have product, but VEVE has a ton of product to offer, but this is not a good look as far as someone new coming to the app. They don't see much here. And then you're really stretching it by only having 2 columns here when you don't necessarily need 2 columns. You could fit a lot more information on one page to really make it look like, oh, this app is really popping. There's a lot of things going on here. They offer a lot of things, but when I first look at this page, this is the first thing I see. I don't see much, and I see a lot of blank, empty spaces here. But again, I'm being overcritical of VEVE because, like I said, I love VEVE and I want the company to succeed. So I am, you know, throwing in my feedback as far as what they can use to improve the platform, because even though it's a beta, this really isn't what a beta should look like as far as a UI interface, because that stuff should be hammered out way before that. Beta should be like the back end functions that may not be working properly, but not for the UI. The UI should be more polished than what we're seeing here. Now stepping into brands, this is pretty standard. Again, you have the 4 columns and, you know, list all the brands that you have available here. So pretty standard. Same thing I mentioned back in the past here. Like VEVE has a ton of IP. That's their biggest strength, is a ton of IP that they do have. And when I first look at this, I don't get that, because I don't see a ton of different big brand name IPs standing out here. What I see is Back to the Future, Batman Black and White, Batman Black and White. Like, why is there so many duplicate categories? Like, you don't need these many categories for like the same things. Like Coca-Cola, we have 4 here. You could fit Coke, you could fit Disney, you could fit Pixar, you could fit DC. Like, you have big brands that you could have just filled out in one column, and that would have attracted a ton more people to the app instead of them having to scroll down and seeing Coke, and then seeing DC. Like, that's not really necessary, if you understand my point here. Like, you have one for each character. Like, you have Deadpool, Captain America, and you, like, it's a little too much. Let me see if I could pull up the Disney app here again and throw some feedback here. Okay, and we have the Disney app here. And like I said, I'm just throwing constructive criticism because I want the platform to be better. And as you can see, like, these are brands, and how they have it is, you know, they have the main ones. They don't have like details of like Disney this, Disney that, Disney that. Like they have Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic. They have the main brands, and then it splits into that. If VEVE were wanting to keep their category split, like the black and white series or whatnot, you can still have like where it says recommended from or new to Disney. Like you can have Disney here, and then you can have the sub Disney categories underneath it, and then you can have Pixar here, sub Pixar categories. Same with Marvel, then you can list your Deadpools and your Captain Americas and your Spider-Mans or whatnot below that. But there's no need to make icons, and not just icons. Like I said, VEVE has a habit of making huge icons that take up a lot of space. Like you can make icons and not take up that much space, so you can show more information on the page. That way when someone looks in, they see a ton of stuff that they're like, oh wow, they have so much, versus oh wow, they have a lot of Coca-Cola icons. You know, they have a lot of variety is what they'll see, and they'll see the big brands versus just a lot of characters. Looking back here, you can see that these icons are just huge, and you're not getting much from this because you see so much icons that just represent the same brand here. So you're not getting much from it. Like I said, the only reason why I'm critical about this is because VEVE has so much IP that they can show off. It's so much better to show off those brands like as the first thing people see. Like the first thing I would put here are the major brands you have. I would put the Disney, I would put the Marvel, I would put the DC. Like you could have it say popular brands, list those brands, and that would just be your first column on top. That's almost like you showing the audience that we have these giant brands, and then from that point you can go through and see more detailed brands below as well, and independent artists as well. Now in the collection here, you'll realize that you can enter your showroom, and it will also go ahead and list the basic things like your collectibles, your comics, your sets, and you know, if you wanted to add a wish list or anything, it'll be available there. So pretty basic information. I do wish that this was, like I said, not as large. Like I said, this is going to be a trend as far as things that I will point out, is that they take up a lot of space that is not needed. This could be a lot smaller because you're not showing anything in here. This is just like your thumbnail for you to enter the showroom. It doesn't need to take up this much space. It would have been better off for you to see what collectibles you actually have versus the showroom. But this is a good feature to actually have the showroom, which we won't get into for this video. I'll make one later when I actually go into the showroom and have more time to play with it from there. All right, and looking at the feed here, it's still under development, so that's not available yet. That's perfectly fine. As far as their feed and their social aspect of the app, that still needs some work, not just on the web app, but on the mobile app as well. So that's perfectly fine without having that currently available. All right, now getting into the marketplace, I don't currently see any issues with this. Selecting any items or anything like that is fairly simple if you are interested in purchasing an item, which I do like. It does list, like the mobile app, the username, the edition number, the price. They don't have the icon for the user, so you don't really know what, if it's like a non-profile or anything like that, which kind of sucks because I feel like you're showing less information on here than you would on the actual mobile app. If you do click, you can see the person's profile. What I also like here is they do have this section above to kind of show you information on the collectible itself. So that's really nice. So this is what I did not like, is if you're scrolling outside of here, it's hard to notice that you actually have to be in here to scroll. Your scroll bar is really small here. And if you're not selected over here, you don't really notice it, but you have to be inside this section to actually scroll with your mouse and not actually outside of here, because this is all within a frame, which I don't mind because it keeps the top here. But like I said, this is why I feel like it is more amateur like, because you could easily have this as a floating header, a floating header, and the rest of this you'd still be able to scroll. But overall, not going to complain too much about the marketplace. It does what it needs to do. Now, the profile is pretty cool. I actually like this because this is how the web app should be. It should give you more information than what you typically see on the mobile app. And I like that, it has your gem balance, your OMI balance. It shows you when you actually joined the app, which I think is cool. And also it shows your collectibles, your sets, your followers, your following, and your about page that you can edit. And also what you're showcasing, it gives you an idea of what you're showcasing as far as collectibles as well. So I think that's pretty cool. Being able to see who's actually following you as well, I think that's pretty awesome. But yeah, I think this is probably one of the best things that came with the actual web app, is the ability to see these additional details that you're not able to see on the mobile app. Going into the settings, it's pretty similar to what you have on your phone, but they do have the payout option that of course is grayed out because it's not yet available. But I think that is good because it still shows that this is going to be something that they do plan on releasing in the future and will be available in the future as well. But currently right now it's not available, but it's something to look forward to. And I feel like if they were just going to do that, they should have been able to release this web app a lot sooner, because I personally don't feel like the web app should have taken that long to just put like a placeholder up. And I feel like the web app would have given the platform way more confidence ahead of time, and would have kept morale really high for the platform, just because they did have something to showcase. And even though it was grayed out and still coming soon, that would not be a big deal because they did deliver on actually having a web app at the time. And instead of jumbling everything together and trying to release everything at once, they actually did it slowly, and we were able to experience the progress with them in that aspect. But overall, it was exciting to see VEVE releasing the web app that has taken so long and has been so long awaited. But this was a must for VEVE because they needed the web app in order to release the additional features that they plan on releasing. And this was just the first step. I'm excited for what's to come. With the web app, you will have the ability to, KYC, have cash out, and soon I'm looking forward to future options like connecting my MetaMask wallet so I can, directly send my collectibles to Mutable X or to Layer 1. Those are all features that required this web app. So this first step of this being available is a very positive sign to show that VEVE is trending in the right direction. Even though it took a really long time, they are trending in the right direction. And yeah, this is an overall positive for VEVE, for the community, and I'm excited about it. I do, like I said, feel like my main gripe was the UI of the page. I feel like if they were releasing something like this, they could have made the UI a lot more polished. And I'm not really picky about that. It's just that kind of demonstrates that the devs that they have are more like interns or amateurs in regards to what they're actually producing. And that is something I feel like VEVE can improve on. They need to have a better dev team, someone that has vision as far as on a tech aspect that can really push them in that direction to really make their product more efficient and more user friendly, because they do have the IP, they do have the brands, they have everything that you would want, but they need to really improve on the technical aspect of the business. So I do hope that my perspective of the web app was useful. I did not want to hate on VEVE much or anything like that. I was just giving my constructive criticism, and I hope that they actually do listen to it and take it into account, because I really want the best from VEVE. I have a lot invested into VEVE, and I want it to succeed, and I think everybody here wants it to succeed. And yeah, overall I'm still bullish on the project, and I still think that these collectibles we have are going to reach incredible highs one day. Like, it's going to take time, but these growing pains that we're experiencing these are all going to be forgotten about once the app has everything available and everything is interoperable, and you can do a lot of things with the collectibles once you have the VEVE verse and things being available on the marketplace or just the store in general. Because I know it seems like it's bad for the business to have these collectibles available for people to purchase, but that's a good thing, because if you're a new user coming into the app, you do not want to purchase things secondary every single time. As a new user, you want to be able to come in and buy something for retail that you actually like. So with them having products available for retail, that allows you to onboard new users to come in and be like, oh, I really like this, I can buy this for retail. But that does not necessarily like dump or cause your existing bags go down, because what you hold is incredibly valuable. Because over time, once you have the VEVE verse and you can showcase your collectibles, people understand that, oh, they know what VEVE is because they can come into VEVE and buy these collectibles from the actual shop, which onboards a lot of new users. But these new users will see you with these original collectibles and be like, oh wow, I wish I could get that, but I can't. But then there'll be other people that now understand the app and know about the app, they'll be like, oh man, I need to get that, and they will be willing to spend the money to get it. So overall, items in a store, items not selling out, that is very bullish to me, and I am so happy that we are getting to that point now versus later, because that shows that now we're going to be able to onboard a lot more users to the app, kind of what David Yu has always stressed that he wanted. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, because this is great news for VEVE. We're going to get more users on the app, having the web app. That's awesome. Interoperability should be coming soon following this. I'm just really excited for the app itself. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate you guys really sticking through this long video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. This was Crypto Addict, and we're all going to make it, guys. Take care.